Hi there and welcome to Reconvert. In this video, we'll dive into an updated overview of slots and widgets. Whether you're new to Reconvert or revisiting, we've got you covered. So, first off, when you enter the flow builder, you'll notice that there are 4 sections to the page. On the left-hand side, we have the list of pages available to you to play around with Reconvert. On the second part of the page, we have conditions. On the third part of the page, we have slots. And then within a slot, you'll see on the most right-hand side of the page, we have widgets. Slots and widgets are essential tools for customizing your store's pages and to maximize upsell opportunities. So let's break it down. Before we do, if you need extra help on understanding what conditions are, because conditions are the precondition to the slots themselves, then you can go ahead and click how the conditions work, where we've got separate help desk article and a separate video to guide you through that. So the focus of this video is going to be on slots and to some extent widgets. So first off, what is a slot? Well, a slot is a container for one or more widgets. So if you think about it like a specific location on your store, on your store's page, where you can put products in the cart or a thank you page. So like an area on your page where you wish to insert widgets. Okay. What's a widget? A widget is a specific element within a slot, such as a product upsell, a product recommendation, banner, a bundle widget. There are many to choose from. So how do these 4 parts of the flow builder interact with one another? First off, the pages. The pages are the overall layout and they're quite intuitive. So if we're looking at the thank you page, which is where we're on at the moment, this will be the page that appears after the customer has paid for their item. And if any post-purchase or post-purchase 2, there are 2 different post-purchase pages. If they have been selected and gone through, or if they're not being used, then the thank you page will be the first page that your customer will see. The conditions within the pages will determine what content displays based on the selected criteria. Again, click up here if you need some more information on that. I'm not going to go into that in this video. Slots are placed within conditions and define locations on the page. Widgets are grouped inside slots and they are the thing that your customer will actually see. So let's go ahead and create a slot. So creating a slot in Reconvert is really simple. Simply click create a slot and you'll be presented with 6 different options here. On the one hand, you have pre-made slots, and on the other hand, you have custom slots. These custom slots will allow you to either start from scratch, which is how the slots used to look. If you're familiar with the previous version of how the slots worked, this would be how they would have looked. We also have an option to duplicate an existing slot. So if you've already created a slot and you wish to duplicate that slot, you can go ahead and click here and it will save you having to set up everything all over again. In terms of the pre-made slots, these allow you to save time and get started really quickly because it will add a slot to your page with one of these widgets already contained within the slot. So we'll go ahead and for the purposes of this demonstration, we'll look at inserting a pre-made slot of a product upsell. So we're going to go ahead and click that and then click create. So we can see that a slot called product upsell has been created. And within that slot called product upsell, a widget called product upsell has been inserted therein. So we can see the location is identified here. So it's within the thank you page. We've got a condition that was set up automatically, and this is going to be as our default condition because we haven't created any condition here where we're working on just having all of our customers coming into the slot. And we're within the product upsell slot that we had created as a pre-made slot. Now, once we're in here, we're free to play around with this however we want. We can completely customize and optimize this product upsell. We could even delete the product upsell. We could turn it off from view. Again, there are separate videos on all of this, so I'm not going to go into any detail at all on the product upsell and or the widgets. But just to know, point that I want to bring out here is that once you do select a pre-made slot, you are able to completely customize that slot however you want. You can add other widgets and you can even remove the default widget that was added in any case. Now remember to click save to any edits you make, and then I'm going to go back to the flow builder to point out 1 or 2 other things. So now we have on our thank you page within the default condition, we come into here, this product upsell slot. So this is the one we were just playing around with. Now we are able to move and customize exactly where this slot appears on the page. If you followed our default setup at the beginning, then you would have had the opportunity to move the slot to appear exactly where you want. If you did, or even if you didn't, you can still move that around at this stage. How do we do that? Within the flow builder, if you click place your slots in the Shopify editor just up here at the top of the slots section of the page, we'll be taken to the Shopify editor. And here we'll be able to see the app blocks that are on the page. So we can see here that there was a custom slot 1, which was not the one we just created here, but we can see that here anyway. And we can also see that our product upsell that we did create is here, and we can click on this to see where it is, and it's here. So this is the product upsell slot that we had created just a moment ago. Okay, so if we click on the product upsell slot, we're actually able to then move this around to exactly where we want this to appear on the thank you page. For instance, if I wanted this product upsell to appear at the very top of the page, I can move this by clicking up here. And now we've moved this to the very top, the topmost place we can place this on the page. Okay. If I wanted to delete this slot altogether, I can click here, or I can obviously move around by clicking down, the down arrow at the bottom of the slot to play around with its position on the page. Alternatively, you could click here and then add it to the thank you page. You can also add these other slots already so that when we go back to the flow builder, those slots already exist on the page. You can place them wherever you want within this Shopify editor. And then you know that when you're adding the widgets to the slots, they're going to appear where you want them to appear. Alternatively, you can add the slots within flow builder, add your widgets, and then come back to this page and then decide where on the page you want and move it around in the way we just saw. Okay, so for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to move product upsell to the very top of the page. Okay, so this is the one we just created, and we can see an example of how the product upsell will look. Now remember, this is just a mock-up. This is just some random data that's been pulled through or by Shopify in order to show you how it will look potentially. So this product here is not necessarily the product that we want to show, but we can tweak exactly product to show based on the conditions and the widgets as we design them in Flow Builder. Now let's say that I want to start a completely new slot, and this time from scratch. I'm going to go ahead and save this to make sure that the changes I've made on the product upsell's position on the thank you page is saved by clicking at the top right. And then I'm going to go back into the Flow Builder. So we're back into the Flow Builder, and we can see that the product upsell slot is there, and that custom slot 1 that we saw before, it was already on the page. So let's go ahead now and create a slot from scratch. So we'll click create a slot, custom slot, start from scratch, and create. So this is now called custom slot 2 because we already had the custom slot 1. And within this custom slot, we can choose a particular set of widgets to add. This is just a simplified version of adding widgets manually. So we do have a completely blank custom slot to work with, and we can just add widgets here on the left-hand side. If we wanted a bundle widget to appear in our custom slot 2, let's go ahead and add a bundle widget, which is just, we've done that here. Going to leave all of this as it is for now and then click save. And then I want to go back to the Shopify editor to see where this is going to appear on the thank you page. So let's go back to the thank you page Shopify editor. So we're back within Flow Builder. We're going to click place your slots in the Shopify editor. We're on the thank you page, and hopefully we'll be able to see our bundle. So we've got the product upsell we added before, the custom slot 1 that was there previously. So the product upsell is here. It's been rearranged now, and we've got the custom slot 1 here, and we should have our custom slot 2, which is the one that we just added here. Okay. So you can go ahead and click the custom slot 2, and we can now see once we go into the custom slot 2 that we have the bundle widget that is showing as an example. Again, this is completely random and it's just pulled through as an example. It actually tells us here that it's only visible to us as a mock-up essentially. And we can see the condition that it's within. So it's within the default condition because this is the one we used when we designed our slot and our widget. Of course, I'm going to go ahead and click save now here. And if I wanted to edit this bundle widget to completely change it and customize it exactly how I want, I would simply just go back into the Flow Builder, go into the custom slot that we just created where the bundle widget exists. So we can see that here. This is how it currently looks. You also get a free, this is a good point in the demonstration to point out that you actually get a very, very brief synopsis of what's in the widget itself. So by just hovering over the widget, you'll be able to see we have 3 products in there as part of a bundle, and we can do this for all of them. So if we go to the product upsell, what's our product upsell? We don't actually have to go into the widget itself, although we can to make edits that we need, but we get an overview here of what the product upsell is going to be when we click on that. So again, let's have a look at this one. Nice and simple product upsell slot. Within the product upsell slot, we have a product upsell widget, okay, and then it's on a 30% discount offering Shopify recommendations. Now let's say that I want to change that and make it a 10% discount. I simply go into here, click edit widgets on the right hand side, and then I go into the widget here and make the changes that I wish to make. In this case, I wanted to change the price and discount. So then I would just apply the different discount I wanted in here. So that concludes this demonstration video. If you do have any further questions, please do feel free to reach out to our 24/7 live customer care support by clicking in the bottom right corner of the screen, just like this, and then you can go ahead and contact us straight away, and we'll do our best to come back to you right away. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, we'd love to hear your thoughts on the Shopify App Store. Go ahead and leave us a review, and of course, happy upselling with Reconvert.